Greetings, demons, and welcome to Collecticals, where we are discussing what I honestly just think is a joke. So yes, we are talking about 40771 TIE Fighter with Imperial Hangar rack. This is the gift with purchase, the GWP, for the new LEGO UCS Death Star, which was fully revealed yesterday. Well, as of recording 2 days ago, because I'm recording at night. But yeah, this is a gift with purchase. So if you buy the $1,000, 850, I think 900, whatever, Great British Pound Death Star, around the release time, you will get this add-on for the Death Star. This is the add-on for a $1,000 LEGO set. And yeah, I said it in the intro, I think this is a joke, quite honestly. And it is ridiculous that this is what they are offering to people that are willing to spend $1,000 on release. I honestly can't believe it, because this may look, as a default, I actually think this is alright. A lot of people have been mocking the size of the TIE Fighter. This is very in line with the TIE Advance we saw in previous Death Star sets, so I don't really think it's too much of an issue. My main issue is the fact that this is an add-on that is just going to create, it's going to fill the gap. We actually do have an image somewhere in here of it in the Death Star. This literally fills a gap that is otherwise empty in the Death Star. In a $1,000 LEGO set, we are having to buy it day one or within the first few days in order to fill a gap. Because, as you can tell, this is a full-on just fill-in. It's a DLC. It's an add-on. It's something that we shouldn't be getting on a set this expensive. Of course, you can see already, it comes with 2 Stormtroopers and 1 TIE Pilot. As far as I can tell, there's nothing special about them. The heads underneath, we don't see them. But based on the UCS Death Star, maybe new, or maybe updated or different, or just stolen from a different licensed line. It's actually hard to say for sure. But yeah, when it comes to what this gift purchase is actually supposed to be representing, I don't think it's that big of a deal, except for the fact that it's not included. If this was included in the actual Death Star UCS set, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Or I might be, but I'm making it in a more happy way of, at least the gift with purchase, not even gift with purchase, at least the Death Star includes a TIE Fighter or whatever. But the fact that this is a gift with purchase, it's kind of just annoying the way it is. And yeah, let's just once again just go through everything that's included. So you get your little, a lot of people call it a microfighter, but you are getting your little TIE Fighter, which I think looks fine. I have gone on record many a time saying that I actually quite like the 4+ TIE Fighter. It is the one that I have amassed for my Imperial army, and yeah, this doesn't really upset me at all. I don't have an issue with this. I think it's got some interesting design quirks, especially on the wings. Overall, it's a fine looking TIE Fighter for this scale. It is bigger than a conventional microfighter, which a lot of people compare it to, but it's also much smaller than even, I say, the 4+ TIE Fighter, which itself is not the biggest thing in the world. You also get a little cargo cart, I suppose. I don't remember ever seeing this in the Death Star. I may be wrong there. There might be something. It might be a deep cut something. But yeah, you get some barrels and you get some crates, including a nice printed crate that I believe is from the TIE Bomber, I believe it appears in. And then you get this little hanging rack that plugs directly into the Death Star hangar for the UCS Death Star. And this is where most of my issues are coming from. The fact that they have specifically designed that part of the set to take this very unique build, and it fits perfectly when it doesn't get used at all otherwise in the build. This isn't a case of, typically that holds up, I don't know, the Millennium Falcon, or it holds up the shuttle or something, or it holds up Darth Vader's TIE Advance or something. It's nothing like that. This is specifically designed for this TIE Fighter holder. And it's something that most people, the vast majority, are never going to have. Unless you have a $1,000 to spend on day one, or at least in the first few days of release, you are not getting this. And realistically, this is not a set that people are going to buy en masse. It's not the kind of set that they will be, producing a ton of and selling a ton of. It's possible we may see, less than 1,000 of this GWP available, and that might be region-based, but, like, it's completely possible we will see very, very few of these. This is not going to be like the Kaminoan training facility where they're still on shelves right now in certain LEGO stores. This is going to be something that is very limited because of the nature of what it comes with. We're not going to see this release again with a different set, or, release a gift for purchase down the line, like, once again, we saw with the Kaminoan testing facility. This is something that is going to disappear relatively quickly, just because they're not going to manufacture that many for a $1,000 Death Star. It's so frustrating. And on top of that, I did kind of say it in my previous rumor video about the LEGO Death Star, there isn't enough Stormtroopers in the UCS Death Star to begin with. Personally, in my opinion, I think that we should have had probably around 10, the more I think about it. Like, 10 would have been a nice number. It would mean that you could fill out all the different scenes that require Stormtroopers without having to, steal from any certain scene. The fact this adds 2 more just kind of proves that point. This brings it from 6 to 8, and that is still not enough. As I say, I think 10 would have been a good number total. And the fact that we're just getting 2 more in here, we're getting a TIE Pilot, which is the same TIE Pilot we've been seeing for a while now. It just... 236 pieces. It is insane to me that 236 pieces is what you get. And they're valuing this at $35. $35 for 236 pieces. Like, I know they're not selling it for that price, but that is still absolutely insane. And they have this little combine of 75419 as if you would buy it. You're not getting this set without a purchase of a UCS Death Star. That's the annoying thing. You are only getting this with the UCS Death Star, and it's just frustrating. It is such a frustrating set to release, and there's a lot of issues with what we're seeing, what we already know from the reveal of the actual Death Star UCS set. But this to me is the most egregious thing of that. This should have been included in the main set. I don't care what value this technically adds or takes away or whatever else. This should have been included. We should have got this hanging rack with a Darth Vader's TIE Advance. Maybe even get this little, rack in the hangar. And then the GWP could have been 2 of these TIE Fighters. Because, 2 TIE Fighters with the TIE Advance would have been the ability to actually recreate the trench run just without an X-Wing. I mean, fair enough, they could have even included another X-Wing. How about that? Like, that's an option as well. The fact that we are getting less than 250 pieces with the purchase of a $1,000 set is absolutely criminal. And I honestly cannot believe... Like, I didn't want to believe the rumors when, the gift for purchase was said to be this few pieces. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's, something pretty substantial. Or maybe it's a lightsaber. Because if it was a lightsaber, once again, I wouldn't be making this video. Probably not at all. I probably won't discuss it in the slightest. Because if it was a lightsaber, I don't care about them. That's fine by me. I, know plenty of people that actually like those gift for purchase lightsabers that they, for some reason, stopped doing. It could have been Vader's lightsaber. If they'd done Vader's lightsaber as the gift for purchase, that would have been fine. 236 pieces, sure, whatever, don't care. No minifigures, maybe a little plaque saying Darth Vader or Darth Vader's lightsaber, whatever they do for those lightsaber gift for purchases. But yeah, as far as I can tell, there is nothing exclusive about this. The piece for the front is the same that we have in the Rebuild the Galaxy TIE Fighter. I say that printed box, as nice as it is to get, is included with the TIE Bomber, as well as I'm sure other sets I'm just not remembering. All of the figures are just generic Stormtroopers. The TIE Fighter pilot is the same one we've been seeing once again in that Rebuild the Galaxy set, but also many other sets in recent years. There is nothing on offer here that is actually of value. I do like that it does include the the thermal detonators. That's always nice, but once again, that's something that is in plenty of other things. That's not exclusive. I don't see, and it's very funny just looking at the pictures here where they just have to have the hangar piece just kind of sat there, just doing nothing, because it doesn't do anything. If you don't own the Death Star, this is worthless. It's not a real TIE Fighter. It's not full size. It only works in the context of the Death Star. The only thing of value that you'll get out of just buying this separate from the Death Star is the little cart and the figures. Because they're the only things that are usable outside of the context of the Death Star, in my opinion. And you could say the same about microfighters in general, and, this does very much fit the sizing of a microfighter, but yeah, it just... it just rubs me the wrong way. I think that's the thing. It feels like a joke because it just feels insulting. It feels like, Lego are laughing at us with this. Like, clearly, what has happened here is this was intended to be in the Death Star to begin with. This was part of the Death Star, and then the marketing team, or whoever decides on what the GWPs are going to be, went, what can we steal from the Death Star to make a gift for purchase? We can steal the TIE Fighter. Well, if we take the TIE Fighter out, what about the little hanging rail? I guess we can just put that in the gift for purchase. Put the entire package in, and then there we go. Throw in the little cart as well. Because who needs the cart in the actual set? If you don't have this little gift for purchase, you don't need the cart. And, you don't need any of this. Let's be honest, you don't need it. But the fact it's not included in this $1,000 UCS set, Ultimate Collector's Series, is just insulting to the consumer. And yeah, I will be making a full video on the actual Death Star itself. I'm still trying to kind of get over some of the other things with the actual Death Star before I get into that video. There are some good as well as the bad. But yeah, this is something that is really just insulting to me. It really does bug me. I don't understand how Lego are continuing to just get away with stuff like this. And by the sounds of it, based on what I'm seeing in the community and online, various places, it seems most people are in the same boat as me, where they think this is stupid. I don't think it's that bad of a TIE Fighter. I think the car is nice. I think the figures are good. The hanging rail is the thing that annoys me, because this shows, and the fact that this works so well with the actual Death Star, it fits in perfectly. You can even see where it should be just there, I think, whereas all the different pinholes for the Technic. It's annoying. It's very frustrating, and I'm really annoyed by the existence of this gift with purchase. And I say, if this was just a lightsaber, I wouldn't care about it, but I also not feel like they're, trying to just get more money out of me for no apparent reason. If this was just in the UCS Death Star and the gift with purchase was a lightsaber, I'd still have plenty of issues with the UCS Death Star, but this wouldn't be one of them. The gift with purchase would not be my issue, and it just hurts. It just hurts. This set is a gift with purchase for the 75419 Death Star buildable model. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? 236 pieces, valued at $35. This set does not function without a $1,000 set. You can only get it with a $1,000 set. It promotes that $1,000 set on the box in multiple places, and it clearly should have just been included in that $1,000 set. That's really all I've got to say. This was a rant, and I know it was a rant, and I know I do these a bit too often. But yeah, that is it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the bell so you never miss an upload. There we go, I got it out eventually. And I'll see you next time. Bye!